All right, signal edge detector. Can't believe it's been another hour already. It's already telling me that it's gonna run another ad break in 5 minutes or so. We can get a little bit going with this. You know, that's perfect. Yeah, the guiding is perfect. I like the leading questions side of it, because then we all learn and we all can get better. All right, plot. Days and days and days, cycles and cycles, and just one after another. I'm sick and tired. People who don't respect me. Time to pack it up. Getting upset about things? Is this like changing his personality? Read a value from in. Compare value to previous value. Write 1 if changed by 10 or more. If not true, write 0 instead. The first output is always 0. Oh, okay. So it starts with 0. And then we want to see like, okay, if you're 10 or more. Do I need to negate the first output to know, okay, to know what that is? Oh, interesting. Okay. All right. Well, we have an ad break coming up, and I can only snooze it so many times. So what I think we're going to do is we're going to take our hourly break now. Here, we will put on our cat. I think the cat cam hourly break I think is good. So we'll do cat large. And I will be right back after this thing. You keep a separate core with just the state, so you can initialize the state and then enter something like a while loop. Okay, we'll take a look at that when we get back. So I will be back in around 3 or so minutes. See you. We'll see you then. And there they go. Okay, I'll be right back. All right. Ad break ended. I got you. We got the pet the cat going. All right, so let's see. So you were suggesting we keep a separate core, which is the state, so we can initialize the state and then enter something like a while loop to do something like that. We have a bunch of cores that we can use. All right, so just to remind ourselves, read a value from in, compare the value to the previous value, write 1 if changed by 10 or more. If not true, write 10 instead. Write 0 instead. The first output, yeah. So we can basically use you as a state. I wonder if I can like basically. If I use you as like a state, should I do like copy to state, copy down, and then I can like ask you to do the comparison, and then like we have a new value here. So one have changed by 10 or more. If not true, write 0 instead. Our first output is already 0. Okay, so let's say we just start with, I don't know if we want to use a label or not, but we'll just go ahead and start with that. So we'll just move up ACC, move ACC right. Okay, so that way we can have you over here and we'll capture you and just use you as a state. So let's just move left ACC and then we'll deal with you later. Okay, so compare the value to the previous value. So maybe you're always the previous value. Huh, interesting. If we say that you're always the previous value, maybe I move you down here. Right, one of change. Okay, so I want to subtract by 10. No, okay, I need to subtract by the previous one. So then I want to move another one in. Let's move up the ACC. And if I sub right, so that would mean we now need to move ACC left. Okay, so if you change by 10 or more, okay, so then if I, because I could have, if you are less than 0, I need you to be positive. I need you to be positive. Right? But no, that doesn't work anyway. That doesn't work. I can't always sub. I think that's the problem, right? Because like because we have negative numbers in here. So if we start like 0, 32, David, hello. How are you doing today? What happens if you just run it like that? Yeah, we could try it. So if I sub right, like here, if we step through this, we can see like what's gonna happen. So we start with 0. So we store you and we store you over here, and then move ACC right. So that way you're stored over here, move up to ACC. However, in this first one, we need to move this, oh, so like this one is starting with 0. Oh, that sucks. You'd move the core to the middle row. You move the core to the middle row so you can move up ACC, move ACC down, move ACC down in the top one. Yeah. Yeah, it's like shift over a little bit. You can use a core to get the absolute value. Yeah, we can do that too. Yes, that might be a good idea. That we can use one for comparison, one to save without having to worry about using the backup. Yeah. Which I think is along the same lines of sort of like where Albert, you're going with that, is like we can start using cores for little functions, like using the cores as a function, essentially. Little logical piece of code. So basically, I want to Oh, but how do I handle the first one? If you are 0, I kind of want to I just need to send this out because there's nothing ahead of it. Except we start with 0 here. So can we just pretend we already had one? Would that work? Yeah, we can just use that. Yeah, we could just start there and just pretend we already have this. Okay. So compare values. All right, so one, what do we want to do here? I want to take you. I wonder if I want to do this down here. Value to previous value, rate 1 of change by 10 or more. So I need to get the one that's up. We store it into state. Okay, so what we're thinking about doing is like maybe having state over here or over here. And then I can have something that turns it into a the output must be 0 even if the first value is 15. Well, the first value is always 0. So the first in is always 0 and the first out is always 0. Okay, so I wonder if we should just have this be the state, right? And this be our core logic. So if we do something like that, move up the ACC, move ACC right. We now store ACC in there. Okay, read a value from in, compare the value to the previous value. So I want to compare what I'm being passed in to previous. Oh, but we don't have previous here. You could have a nil read with a 0 write, then a loop of moves. We could do that. We could have a nil read. I can literally just cheat. And we just say okay, so I move in, and then if you're 0, we just write out 0. Then after that, we never go there again because we jump to 1 level down, and then that's fine. That'd be interesting. I don't know if that's a good idea. Okay, so yeah, at the end, ignoring the first result, we could just do that. We could just have like a like move 0 down, and then like we have our loop, and then at the end of the loop we have jump loop, something like that. I don't know if that's a good idea. That feels hacky. Okay, so I keep you in here. I want to I want to take this and then so we're gonna read in 0, and then I need to read in 32. Okay, so I need to read in, we read in the first number and then we read in the second number. So I read in the first number. And hand it over to here. Read in the second number, hand it over here, and then the first number comes down here. So move up to ACC, move ACC right, so that's the first number still. And then the second number comes over here. I don't like this. Okay, so if I want to subtract u by, okay, so if I move left to ACC, that stores in 0 here. And then I want to subtract the next one. So I want to sub left. Oh, but I need to make sure that whatever this is positive to then subtract them. Right? No. Compare value to previous I don't want to blindly subtract it, right? I want to. Okay, so if you're, let's see, 8 to -3. If I take 8 and subtract -3, that doesn't become +3, right? It's not like that would become 11. My brain is suddenly like blanking on how math works. Hold on. So like 8 minus -3. Well, if it's 8 minus 3, that would be 5. But it is not minus -3. This is minus minus. Don't the signs counteract? So that would be essentially +3. Is that just me forgetting how math works? Wait, so if I have 0 minus 3, and then I have, I don't know how to do, okay, 8 minus, oh yeah, okay, so I'm right. So yeah, that becomes 11. So yeah, I can't just do blindly, okay, wait. If I'd have 8, I subtract a -3, that becomes 11. That is greater than 10. So if I then subtract, then I want to positive that, and then subtract 10 from there. Okay, so then that's fine. So I sub left. Now I want to take this number and I want to make that positive no matter what. So then we want to move ACC right. And then your job is to now make you positive no matter what. So move left to ACC. If you are I guess like if you're less than 0, so jump less than 0, like 1. No, be relative. That's not going to work. Jump less than 0 to negative. So if you're negative, I want to negate. So I want to negate whatever is in ACC. Otherwise, we don't do anything at all. Okay, so then we have our end. And we're going to move ACC left. Okay, so move ACC right, move right to ACC, so that way we put it back into here. Now, now I want to, I probably want to just move this down so I can have another check to see if it's less than 10 or not, to give myself more room. So if I do move, I guess I could move right down. So now we're down here. All right, let's double check this. So let's do move up to ACC, and we can just see what's going to happen. So we do, the first one just comes out right away, which I'm not sure it's a good idea anymore still, but whatever. Okay, for 32 comes in here. I moved left to, oh, because we got the zeros here. So this is a terrible idea. Hold on, I don't want to do this anymore. Okay, 0. Moves into here, and then is gonna move into here. Okay, so sub left. Okay, so we moved you into there, and then we're gonna get the next one. So 32. That becomes negative 32. We move you to the right. Negative 32. You're negative, so we negate you. You become positive 32. We move you back over here. And then I want to move you down. And so then you get stored. And then meanwhile, we moved, so this was all 32. We have 30, which was the next one. Oh, but that should be that should be 2. And I've already lost it. Okay, so no, this is not right. Okay, so what I want, let's see, what do we need to do? We need to, I think the general idea is right, but I'm doing it, I'm not keeping the previous one around. And this is what you were talking about, Finwo, with the state, like keeping the previous state. I could move the same one twice, but I don't think that's right either. I could move this one either down or left and then just like move it back. I wonder if we do something like that. If I take up and I move, okay, so I move you right, and then I also move ACC left, and then I also move left to right again. Is that what I want to do? Probably not. I probably want to move both of them, one right and then one down. And then we do the math here. So I probably want to do down. So, okay, we move up into ACC, and then we move you right, and then we move you down. So we have the current one and then the current one. So we have, I could do comments. I don't know if I need to for this. I might need to start doing comments for these though. Okay, so we get right. We then immediately take the right. If I just immediately move this down, that's, I'm not changing anything. I'm just moving all the logic down by one. But that might be what I need. So if I move left down, so you're ready to give me whatever you have in here whenever I want it. Okay, so move left down. Okay, so over here, so 0 comes in, 0 goes over here, 0 goes down here. So we have 0. We have 0. So that starts with 0, right? I then need to take the same one. So previous, right? And I need to then subtract them together. So I then need to do a sub of the previous one. But this is the current one. I have to make sure that this is off by 1. Now it is 0 to begin with, but that's what it starts as. So it's almost like I need a null. Smooth. It can't just be move upright. Unless I ignore the first one. If I move left to nil, and then I sub left, that will make that 32, which will not be correct. unless we start if I start by moving ACC right and then move up ACC. Now I don't need to move left nil because you are 0. You start with 0. Now we sub left. That gives us 0 minus 0 is 0, but we don't know that. It could be negative. So now I want to send that to the right. So move ACC right. We throw you in here. And then we move okay, so the only negative here now is that I don't have that state that you were talking about. I do have to use backup because I lose the previous one here unless I can grab it multiple times. So I moved you back over here. Yeah, back up. I mean, whatever way works out. I mean, that is so programming, isn't it? Although, what if I flow it instead of moving back to here? What if I just move? This is the difference, right? So then you become positive. You become a positive number. I then want to subtract by 10. So move accumulator down. I want to subtract 10. So move up ACC sub 10. Then we compare this, right? So we sub 10 if you are less than 0. So jump less than 0, jump to less. I guess like, okay, so jump to less, or if not true, right? So jump to else. Else we're gonna move 0 left. Less we're gonna write, so move 1 left. Then here we're just gonna move right down. So that moves down like that. Okay, so move up to accumulator, sub left, move. I've lost myself in the logic. So now I need to step through and see what's going on. So we get a 0, so move you right and down. So here's the previous one here. And then the next one, the previous one is being stored. Okay, so sub left, 0. Move this right. So 0. If you're negative, jump to negative. Otherwise, jump to end. Okay, so we have a 0 here. Meanwhile, sub to 10. If you're less, move 1 left. Uh-oh. I think I got this wrong. You're supposed to be 0. Okay, so let's do the second one then. So 32 is coming in. Okay, so move that 32 into the accumulator, move it right. You just moved it down, so you're here now. Also move it down to here. So we're gonna sub left, which is gonna be that 0. Move it to the right, which is gonna be 32. Okay, so we just move that down. We have 32. Sub 10, less than, move 1 left. Okay, so wait. This one is 32. When did we ever have... Okay, so here's 32 coming in. So 32 got here right away. 32 here waited a little bit. Okay, so I first sub left by 0 here. And I moved you to the right. Oh, and then I lost the... I'm off by 1 here. I need to... I'm not doing 32 by 30 anymore. I did 0 by 0. I have 32 because I did 32 minus 0. Yeah, so like then, okay, 32, I subtract 32 from 30, so that gives me -2. Rugmat, hello. This game is called TIS 100. I hand -2 over there, you become 2. Oh, but look at this. Okay, so already previously I was broken. What do you have to do? So it's a puzzle game. So if you've ever heard of Zachtronic games, it's one of those. And the idea is that we are programming assembly to sort of figure out the patterns and do that stuff. Do you first figure out the pattern? Kessor, hello. How are you doing? Do you first figure out the pattern of the input, or you just sort of start writing code immediately? Yes. Okay, so I am not... Is the problem that I'm not waiting? I'm losing the previous output, aren't I? So like I'm checking 0 from 0, but then I'm checking 32 from 0, and then I'm checking 30 from 32. Yeah, it gives me the instructions up here. I mean that... It's like, okay, so we're moving that first 0 down pretty fast. And then I'm moving... Okay, so then I get this 32 here, and 32 is about to come down here. So then 30 comes after 32, so I have that over here. So 30 and then 32. That seems to be fine. And we are about to get 1 out for the 30 to 0. So that's fine. And then the next one is the problem, right? So 30 to 32, which is 32 coming here, which is wrong. So what happened there? Okay, so 32 and 0 gives me 32, which is correct. And then I get 30, and I want to subtract 32. That gives me -2. -2, negative. That gives me 2. So move that down, 2. Oh, and I already, okay. Before we even got to that point. Claudia, you played this game many years ago. It was great, but your brain got burned every time. Yeah, puzzle games generally get me like this, but I want to get better at them, which is why I'm playing with all of you, because you're going to help me get better. That's the idea, right? And hopefully we'll all get better together. Okay, so it's before we even have the 2 coming in here. Because what is it? It's this one right here. So 30 to 2, 30 to... Okay, so I'm passing 0 down, which is that first one. Then I'm passing 32, which is 32 to 0. That makes sense. Then it should be 30 to 32. So here's 30. On a sub left, that gives me 2, right? Now I already have... Okay, so I'm moving the 1 in here, and then I have another 32 here. Do I need to wait on this one here? This 32, that one is coming to here. This 32 down again is wrong. What happened here? Why are you there? So we get okay, 32. Move left to there, and this is fine, the first 32. Jump to end, move that down. I need to read this. Move up to the accumulator. You're just staying there. I thought when I moved up to the accumulator it was going to go away, but it just stays there. So now I get a 32 back in here again, and it never should have. Oh, wait, less. Oh, do I need to, am I just forgetting to jump back to start? Oh yeah, that was it. I forgot to break out of the loop, and I was dropping below. So that's good.